What is up, my fellow gamers? In today's video, we got our tier list for the weapons in Metal Slug Awakening. Like and sub for more amazing game content. Finally, we have our very highly requested video. So there's going to be timestamps down below in the description box. The way we're going to do this is we're going to break these based on the debuff category, because I feel like each weapon can't really be ranked if they're all together, because certain debuffs are used in certain situations. So we're gonna have a separate tier list for all 4 different debuffs. All right, so there we go. This is gonna be the first one, and this is gonna be for the wound weapons. Also, really quick, just to mention, we're only doing the weapons that are this yellow and orange color. We're not going over the purples or blues. The purples and blues, they're just naturally weak. I wouldn't really use these unless you're a new player and this is all you have access to. I think the oranges and the yellows are kind of the majority of weapons that people are going to be using. And then the other one also, the diamond ones. If you have a weapon that has that diamond background, those are by far the best. If you have one of those, take that over any of the ones that I mentioned, but they are extremely hard to acquire. For our first wound weapon, we have the Eclipse. We're going to be putting this at the top, S+, easily one of the best wound weapons you can get. It is a sniper rifle. It has a super long range. It's really amazing for PvP battles. And if you take a look at the little animation in the bottom right corner, when you go ahead and you shoot the Eclipse, you can see that the bullet actually bounces off the wall and comes back. So you pretty much can hit the enemies twice and deal tons and tons of damage. The next weapon we have is going to be the Terra Shrill. Now this is a rocket launcher. This is another one that I think is absolutely amazing. I'm putting this also at the top for the S+. They are 2 different types of weapons. We have, you know, the Eclipse is a sniper and the Terra Shrill is a rocket launcher, but either one, they're both amazing at putting the wound effect and just dealing lots of damage. From there, the next one we have is going to be the Champion. This is a weaker sniper rifle. I'm putting this in the S. It's still pretty strong because sniper rifles in general are really good in this game. Same thing with the Heterocore Bazooka. This is kind of just like a weaker version of the Terra Shrill. So we're gonna go ahead, we're putting this one also in the S. Next one we have is the Heavy Boxing Gun. Now, I'm not particularly a fan of the boxing guns in this game. So for me, I don't think this is the greatest weapon. For me, I'm putting it in the A. I think it's kind of like one of the weaker ones. For a wound weapon, I would prefer a sniper rifle or one of the rocket launchers. Next one we have the Heavy Sniper Rifle. I'm putting this in the A. Next up we got is the Ender. This is one of my favorite weapons and I highly recommend this for new players. It's super duper easy to max out the star count on this, but unfortunately it's still only like an A for me, but a really solid weapon that you can use and it can carry you through a lot of content. And the final one we got is the Fever Boxing Gun. Again, I don't really like boxing guns in general. I think they're not that great. This one is a weaker version of that other one that we have in the A, so I'm putting that one in the B. So that is the tier list for our wound weapons. All right, next up we got is our tier list for the weapons that put the weak debuff on enemies. First one we got is going to be the Sky Ripper. I think this is by far the best weak debuff weapon in the game. Going ahead, putting it at the top at the S+. Going hand in hand though, I have one other one, and that's the Rage Wing. I think the Rage Wing is also really strong, also putting it at the S+. One's a Gatling gun, one's an HMG gun, depending on your needs. Both get the job done. Next up we got is the Vortex HMG. This is a weaker version of the Rage Wing. Going ahead, putting that in the S. Still a really strong weapon to use. And then we have the Purgatory Gatling. Again, this is kind of like a weaker version of the Sky Ripper. Next we got the Blade Saw Launcher. The Blade Saw Launcher is another one that I'm not too fond of. It's kind of like a little bit gimmicky. I think it can be good in certain situations. But particularly, I don't like it. I like the more traditional, like Gatling guns, HMG guns, rocket launchers, sniper rifles. I feel like they're more consistent. And the Blade Saw Launcher, just like the Boxing Fever guns, they're just a little bit too gimmicky for me. I'm going ahead putting this one in the A. Next one we have is the Destroyer Gatling, another one that I am putting in the A. Again, it's kind of like a weaker version of the other Gatling guns we have. Then we have the Fire Saw Launcher. This is just a weaker version of the Blade Saw Launcher. I'm putting that one in the B. Finally, we have the Spark HMG. For me, I'm putting this one in the A. Even though it is a little bit of a lower rarity, this is pretty much your bread and butter HMG that you use for quite a while in the game as a new player until you have access to some of these other ones. But this gun alone can carry you a pretty long way through a lot of the content. Next, we have the tier list for the weapons that put the freeze debuff on enemies. This is going to be a quick one because we only got 3 weapons that go ahead and put the freeze debuff. So for our S plus freeze weapon, that is going to be the Icebound Deity. Then we have the Polar Freeze Gun, top tier, putting that one in the S. Final one we got is the Blizzard, putting that one in the A. So that's all we got right there for the freeze weapons. And finally, we have the weapons that have the Fire Burn debuff. For our top tier S plus one, we have the Howler. Next one we got is the Moltor. This is an S for me. Then we got the Burning Flame Shot, going ahead putting this S as well. Then we got the Flame Shotgun. I feel like this is a little bit weaker than the other two. I'm putting that one in the A. And then finally, we got the Fire Blaster. I'm putting that in the B, along with the Lava Shotgun. I'm putting that in the B too. I feel like these two are really weak shotguns. I would definitely choose that A tier one over these ones easily. Shotguns in general, I feel like aren't the greatest weapons either. I feel like some of the other types are a little bit stronger, but that is my tier list for the weapons that have the fire burning debuff. And that is it. That is the weapon tier list that I have created. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Stay happy, stay safe. I'll see you later. Peace.